Hello, everyone.
What's up?
We're here again. Fortunately, I'm higher than I want to be. So they're gonna do most of the talking.
I disagree. So, Austin was supposed to be here tonight, the co-founder of this thing.
Co-founder.
You guys don't know him, and you won't find him in the archives because he doesn't show up.
Ever. He'll make it one day.
And his brother Ethan was supposed to come a few times ago and didn't show up either.
Runs in the family.
Mm-hmm. Austin was taking issue with what Daniel was saying during the last podcast about anarchy, and then Ethan apparently was taking issue with what me and Caleb were saying during the last podcast about anarchy.
But they're both too much of pussies to come on and talk to us about
That's exactly right. But that was exactly where I was going. They both are so stupid that it doesn't matter what position they're holding. They know that they could not argue with us on either side of it.
I'll give you.
And I've never even really met Ethan. So I'm talking a lot of shit for never having spoken to the kid.
And you probably never will because it's too much of a bitch to show up.
He won't show up.
If I hadn't seen that little munchkin without his shirt on, that headset playing Call of Duty when he was like 12, I wouldn't even believe he was a real person.
Oh, he was so fat then, too. That was so funny.
It was a good time. We'll get him here one day.
Yeah, they'll come once. Only once. And it's going to be...
It'd be fun to have them on here together.
Because
I kind of feel like they'd get at each other.
Oh, it would be great.
I said that I would sit out since we only have 4 mics. I'll sit in the back.
Nope.
And I'll just jammy it up, look
Ethan
stuff up for you guys.
In my lap. It'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll get him here eventually. For sure.
Yeah. So, Daniel.
What's up?
You hate rap, but you love Tom MacDonald. Can you explain to Caleb why that's the case?
Please.
I think I would like Tom MacDonald better if he didn't rap, but just had like the same message. I don't like rap. For the most part. Like, I like beats and stuff. Man, don't get me wrong. You know, whatever. It's fine. You've already said before that I don't like music.
Yeah, and I think that's insane.
And if that's the case, then rap falls under a musical category. Which would, you could safely assume I don't like that as well.
How does he not like music? He's got a band shirt on with a band hoodie on over it, and he looks like a member of Sugar Cult.
And one of the first things he said when we got here was, have y'all heard Tom MacDonald's new songs?
That's right. And the first thing I ever said to him was, I like your shirt, which was Devil Wears Prada.
I never said that I didn't like music. You're the one who said that.
You have said that. Those words have come out of your mouth. For sure. Our whole relationship is mostly built off of music.
The 3 of us?
Yes. Yet you just somehow hate it.
Yeah, we used to go to shows, and I hated that.
No, you didn't, man. You love going to shows.
Everyone hates going to shows, but they enjoy the time that they're there for the most part.
I feel like we enjoy it more after we leave.
Yeah.
Like looking back and I'm going, that was fucking garbage. Why did we do that?
I'm glad I'm at Perkins and not that stupid, nasty New Daisy.
Oh, man. I don't know.
And music is so good. I listen to all kinds of...
I listen to music all the time, too. I don't think music affects me the same way that it affects a lot of people. And I don't know... I can't know that for a fact because I don't exactly know how it affects everyone else, but it seems like everyone else gets a different feeling out of it just by the way they react to it than the way that I feel when I listen to it. So I don't know. It's important, like it's a good thing, but it's not as important to me. I think
crazy or a psycho because music is so powerful, dude. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've felt
it has
that.
no effect on you.
No,
apparently.
I have felt that sometimes, but like once you felt it from one thing once, like it never feels that same way. It's like chasing a dragon with a drug, right? Like I've heard the song, right, and I felt that, but then like I try to hear it again out of the same one. It's not exactly the same, and then you try to find other music, and then you don't get that same. So it's just
you're listening to the wrong music, man.
I've listened to a lot of music. You know that. I mean, it's not. Don't sit there and act like I haven't listened to music. Like I've listened to all sorts of music, and it's
What
fine.
is the wrong music, Caleb?
There's great stuff.
Let's dig down on that a little bit.
Well, no, if anything that's not making you feel some type of way. Why? I mean, like I don't know. I feel like the
I'm not saying that
mission of music is to like draw an emotion from the listener.
Yes, but you can't sit there and say that there are some songs that don't hit harder for whatever it is you're trying to get out of it.
Sure.
Okay, so like they just don't hit on the same level for me, most of them, as they do for other people. Maybe
well,
I don't
sure.
know.
No, yeah, I think everything is different, and you know, two people can listen to the same song and relate it completely differently in their life and make it have completely different meanings to them.
Sure.
That happens all the time, but like I don't know. There's some of the really hard times in my life. Music has been one of the main things that helped me through it, and it's such a huge part of my life because it's just like I don't know. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Like, yeah, I see what you're saying, but then you give it some time, and then you listen to those same songs again. That just takes you back to the time where you were struggling. For me, that's the way it was. So it's like, that song's ruined because it took me back to a time that song got me through that in that moment. But then now that I'm listening to it again, now I'm just fucking thinking about that shit that I was going like, man. I can then you got to find new music to listen to that's fucking relevant to whatever you're going through right now. It's
just a whole ordeal.
It's a whole ordeal, man.
My personal experience of like getting clean from heroin, going through withdrawals, and I would listen to Eminem and Ed Sheeran mostly. And
I bet you loved that song when they came out together, didn't you?
What song? I feel like I've heard it, but I can't think of what it is.
I don't know either, but I know it was somewhat recent. They did. Something.
Yeah, I may have not heard it then. I don't know, because it's been a while since I've done heroin. So it was just like listening to music got me through it, and when I listen to those songs again, it reminds me of what I accomplished and what I overcame, and like. Those songs will forever have so much more meaning than what the songs even mean themselves. Because I wasn't listening to the songs and relating them directly to my life. I was just using the songs to help me get through a hard time by enjoying what I was listening to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's cool that music can be that.
I've found
for certain
that in
people.
So many different outlets and or bands and you know. Styles and different things like that for all kinds of different things.
Daniel doesn't understand. He's had this easy Nerf life. He's never had to go through anything. So he's like, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Life's great.
I guess that's what it is.
Maybe. You never know. I don't know, man.
The thing I hate the most about music is that I'm horrible at any form of creating it.
Well, you could not
you just
be.
don't.
You don't put any effort in.
Yeah, exactly.
Partly, yes. Mostly.
Completely.
Yeah, so stop.
100%.
100%.
Sure.
But
sure.
I used to practice guitar and play. Like I tried to teach myself guitar for probably like a year or two and never got anywhere. I took piano. I was good at piano.
That's not true though, because when you were playing guitar all the time. Like, okay, maybe you didn't have everything down, but like if you wanted to play a song, you would learn the song and play it.
Yeah, but copying music isn't knowing how to play music.
Yeah,
that's how it starts.
Yeah, but exactly.
But like the other side of it was the part that like when I tried was so hard to overcome that I was like, it's my brain just isn't there for it. You know what I mean? Like,
gave up.
And I could learn it.
He gave
like,
up.
I quit.
He quit.
Yes, I could learn it, but we had this argument with Jason a long time ago. Jason has some kind of natural talent for
I do not, sir.
For listening, hearing music and just understanding it. and he denies it. He can deny it all he wants, but it's there. And he also, I'm sure, went through tons of practice and training and refined all of those skills. But
he's shaking his head no.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I practiced it, but
then you're just proving my
Then
first
you are proving
more.
his point. Yeah.
No, all you have to do is like you have to play a lot in order. Like these people that write these songs, they don't just sit down halfway knowing how to play a couple songs and start writing great songs.
Sure.
They've learned a ton of songs. They've lived with that guitar in their hand.
Yeah,
It's fine, Caleb.
No,
I mean,
I
you just
understand
didn't.
that. I understand that, but like my one of my things I've always wanted to do is to be able to sing, and I can't.
Not
and
not something
try
out
and
for
I
us right now.
practice
And let us
all the time, like every day almost, and I'm so horrible, and it sucks.
Here's my thing with all of this, right? Yes, there are people that have natural abilities with everything. Okay, some of that has to do with just like when it comes to sports and stuff, just your physical stature, right, can change the game completely. So, but that you can still be someone who doesn't have any natural abilities. You have to work harder if that's something you want to do.
You got to be the Pistol Pete of songwriting.
You got to be the Rudy.
Get out there. Yeah.
Rudy
that's right.
never got good though.
No, he didn't.
Man, but he fucking
fucking
tried.
tried,
Didn't he get a sack or something though?
Something like
I
that.
think he got a sack.
I think he might have got sacked. He got tackled.
He wasn't the quarterback. He didn't get sacked.
I understand that.
I'm pretty sure he got himself a sack.
I was just talking about that movie the other day, like, and the story in general, because Maddie has never seen it, but it's like literally one of the most inspirational stories of all time, and it's such a great film. Like,
yeah,
man.
Classic.
So, but yeah, I mean, I definitely think, like, I think Jason has a natural ability when it comes to music more than you and I do. I think there are people in the world that have a much higher natural ability with
Jason
music
burned us
than
a
Jason
CD
does.
and said, learn how to play these songs on guitar. Listen to these songs and learn how to play them.
Me and Caleb
And
went
I
home
tried-
like,
and
all
I
right,
showed-
well, this band's never going to happen.
well, I tried to show you how to do it. You didn't listen to me.
Jason, just because you can listen to a song
No,
and
dude,
play it
no,
after you
dude.
fucking heard
No,
it.
when I took guitar lessons, the guy showed me how to do that. Like, I didn't just know how to do it. I thought it was crazy.
Jason,
Clipper.
when I took guitar lessons, they showed me how to read tab. They
Maybe
taught me
you-
chords
Did you take it from an idiot?
and strum patterns. And I played fine.
Listen, I took it from Howard, and Howard
sounds
that
like a
dude.
G.
Yeah.
Maybe he was good at teaching and you were just horrible at teaching.
Oh, I was great.
You were good at
weren't
learning.
listening.
You were bad at teaching. No, it was most likely we weren't listening.
I don't know.
I do
Oh,
have a
man.
bad problem of like not fully committing to stuff.
Yeah.
Like I have a harmonica. I wanted to learn how to play harmonica. I have one. I haven't tried.
I do that a lot too, though. Like, I see something that interests me, and I might get into it a little bit, but then I don't like master it. But I mean, shit, give me a break. At least I'm trying to do something I never done before. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't
get off
like
me.
figuring things out that I don't know how to do. Like, I think when I think about doing that, like, that's what stops me from doing things
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Learning.
I guess, or just like the initial getting started figuring out something you don't know how to do.
Sure.
right.
I mean, it's definitely like nerve wracking. Like
All of it's just like well, it's overwhelming, and I think that's just laziness on our part, though.
Oh, of course it is.
You know, because it's the same thing. Like, you know, Jason tried to get me to read a book that was 1,200 pages, and I got 200 or 300 in, and was like, I have 900 to 1,000 pages to go. Like, I'm done. Like, I can't finish this book right now.
you've been crushed by the pages you've already read, and that's enough.
I can't do this. But that's just me being fucking lazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, laziness. It's a big thing.
Right. But then also too, like, some things we go try, but we don't necessarily have enough interest in it to pursue it more than what we have. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, I thought that might be something I wanted to do, but I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And,
I've gone
like,
enough into it to go, this is not what I want.
You can say, anybody can practice and train and be good at anything, but
They
I don't think that's 100% true. Some people just aren't good at certain things.
That's true, too.
Yeah,
You
I
might
know,
not ever
but,
be-
but let me
capable of
take you back
certain
to
things.
Howard, though. Howard, like, I remember when he was trying to decide if I, like, I guess maybe it was probably one of the first few lessons, like, he was trying to see what kind of, like, potential somebody had, and I remember Jenny at church saying the same thing. She gave music lessons, too. Like, once you establish that you're not tone deaf, and so basically that would be like, if I play a note and then play another note, you can tell me if that's higher or lower, than the last note. Like, then you can learn that stuff by ear. You can learn to sing. You can do that. Now, there is that with singing, though, like your voice, that's part of it. But I do think you can also make your voice sound different.
Sure.
Yeah,
And that's
people
one thing,
have,
like...
people have natural singing abilities.
Oh, of course,
dude.
yeah, they do. But
you're never going to be as good as them if you don't have
like,
that.
There's a weird thing with, like, Freddie Mercury claimed that his buck teeth, were one of the reasons
Why
that
he could
his
sing the
voice
way
was
he did.
so incredible. And that they tried to get him to fix him a long time ago, and he was glad he never did, because it was... And I don't know... there might be some actual science behind that actually affects it. I don't know, but it seems legit. Like,
Yeah.
And I think there are little things like that do add or take away.
yeah,
But you can train your voice to be...
yeah,
good.
that's all fine and good, right? But like, when you're talking about, I just want to be able to sing, like, the guy from Brand New does not have a great voice. Like, the guy from Taking Back Sunday does not have a great voice.
Right.
But you'd be
But they have unique
fine
voices.
to be, yeah, but
And
you
they're
can
not-
make your voice sound different.
And like you said, they're not tone deaf, right? So they can...
I don't think Caleb's tone deaf either.
Probably not. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying, like, it's... I don't know. Something about some of these guys, though, like, it's not... I don't know. Technically the best voice, but it's so unique. That's what makes it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no,
there's tons of people who are not tone deaf,
even. Like Bob Dylan can't sing,
but
for
can't
shit,
really
but
sing.
His voice is incredible.
Yeah, but if your voice is not some sort of unique type of sound, like, then you're just any person who's not tone deaf who's trying to sing, like,
Caleb
and no one
needs to
cares
sing
about
for
that.
us, so we can evaluate it and figure it out.
No, thank you.
Maybe you're gonna be the front man of this band that never materialized.
Maybe.
Oh, we're going on tour soon, 2025.
I'm not going without St. Clair.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
Give me that. It's easier to
I'm
sing
selling
country
merch.
music.
Like, I'm not,
No,
it's always
absolutely
been my
not.
fucking plan. I just want to sell merch.
No.
When I was like 18 years old, that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to sell merch for a fucking metal band and just fucking
That was
go on
definitely
tour.
your dream.
That was my dream. I was like,
That-
fuck this. That'd
listen,
be great.
That would have been such an easy dream to accomplish.
I know, and I don't know why I didn't
Half of them are like, you want to say, yeah, get on the bus. Like, it isn't that.
You really would have just had to ask any band.
Listen, you should have just freaking. I could have definitely. Well, not definitely, but I kind of feel like I might have been able to get you on tour with somebody because Josh was so in with like Attila and stuff.
I
I'm
know,
sure.
I don't know why we didn't
Get you a nice
do
gig
that.
with Icy Stars or something.
I just think when I met you, like, we were both at a stage in our life where it was just like we weren't really doing that as much, maybe. Like, I feel
What
like
were we doing?
we were so involved with the church that, like, I don't think you would have been like, yeah, man, like, I'll get
should run
you.
off around
Yeah,
the
go do that.
I really think that I would have been fine doing that with you. Like, it's not like you had
Maybe.
like a family or like any obligation. I don't think I would
No,
have
but
even
just
then
like at
thought
that
was
time-
wrong.
No, I don't know. I don't think my parents would have been happy, and I think that probably would have been the biggest
Oh yeah, you don't think so? I
drawback.
think they've been upset.
They would just been like, "What are you doing? Like, you
Going
can't
on
do
tour,
that."
Mom?
That's right. I'm gonna sell merch.
We'll see the country.
That's right.
Gonna sell merch.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Retail dream forever.
The funny thing is every merch guy at every show I've ever been to looks miserable.
No, it is. He would have hated it 10 shows in.
They just look like they want to kill themselves. Honestly.
Listen, yeah, and that's because like,
I would have sold more merch
and I
for
don't
the
know,
shittiest
like,
band than anybody ever did, dude.
and
I
whenever
would
you
rock that shit.
are not in like a band where there's a green room and that kind of stuff, like you're not playing the New Daisy, you're all like out in the venue watching the other bands.
Yeah.
Purgatory. Like I can't listen to that terrible band anymore.
Yeah.
I cannot listen to Scars Will Fade. Up there, you don't know who they are. No one does. They were from like Joplin or something. I could be remembering this wrong. I hope Josh listens to it and tells me if I am. But we went on like a small tour with that band, and I think it was their home show because I'm pretty sure it was in Joplin, Missouri. And I think that's where they were from. And so, you know, you're supposed to be able to draw people in the town you're from. So we show up, not one ticket sold. It was just so they're like, people with the venue are like, you guys still want to play? We were like, no, we don't want to play. No, there's no one here. And Scars Will Fade set up and played.
Get some practice in.
Yeah. No, we're leaving. You guys should learn to promote something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so funny, man. Like, how are you even a band if no one fucking comes to your show in your hometown? Like,
I don't know.
Their moms didn't even show up.
Right. What the fuck?
Their music was probably better than ours. We weren't that good. Well,
music wasn't horrible. It was just
terrible.
No, it wasn't your music.
It was us. It was people. Terrible people with terrible music.
Oh, man. Man, Caleb, I've been watching these, it's like Thrasher Magazine, and it's like these videos, and they're called My War.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like these different skaters, and, like, certain tricks they were trying to, like, do for, like, a video or for the magazine or something like that, and, like, how many times it took them.
Yeah.
And all the falls, and, like, you know, sometimes, like, they tried it one year and had to come back the next, you know what I mean? Like, it just,
yeah,
and the persistence of these guys, like, breaking ankles or, like, getting a concussion or some crazy shit, and then, like, trying again.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
Skaters are insane, man.
You're like, man.
And some of those Thrasher videos of, like, when they land the tricks, they're insane.
It's crazy.
Like, some of this, like, they go big in those videos. It's wild.
Yeah, man. That whole culture is just fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. And, like, most of the guys, like, because they'll be, like, commenting on it or something, and they're like, fucking old, man. They're, like, in their 40s, you know? Like, it's...
Apparently there's this, like, 14-year-old black kid who's, like, tearing it up right now and is just dominating everything. Like, Austin was telling me about him, and he's just incredible.
I believe it.
I need to look it up and check him out.
That's the other thing that's weird is, like, these tricks that these guys are doing, like, in the early 2000s or, like, late 90s or something like that for these videos, like, they're badass and they're, like, big, right? But if you've seen anything lately, you're just like, man, that, like, there's, like, a 13-year-old that would destroy that. Like, it's just weird. It's weird how it's progressed and how good
like
these
that.
guys are.
I don't know if it's just the flow of information on the internet or whatever. Me and Josh were talking about that the other day. Like, music, it's crazy. Like, how much quality it's better. And it just, like, when I was in high school, like, there were not the amount of bands and artists and all this crap that is out there right now is like 100 times what it was when I was in school.
Yep. It's insane, man.
Do you think that there are more bands, or that you just know about more of them because they're able to put their stuff out on more platforms?
I think it's probably both, and I think it's also cheaper. Like, you know, before, like, I mean, for us to, like, when we recorded our first songs, when I was like 16 or 17 or something like that, I mean, it was a stupid recording studio. They recorded 3 songs that would only do live takes. So it wasn't like normally what you do when you record is they lay down the drum part and the bass, the guitar, like, and then the vocals. No. It was like, and like,
so you had to play a live show and they pressed record.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, if we screwed up the song too bad, we could just start the song over. But like, there was, of the 3 songs, like there was there was 2 blatant mess ups. One of them, like, I don't remember. I think I like kept playing something when I should have went into like the heavier part. I went back to something, and that sounded horrible. Like, I wish I had it to show you. And then the other one, like, the song was supposed to end, and the bass player just kept playing. So like, I just looked at him and I just let it go, and then I started coming back in a little bit too, and then Josh just kind of looked and he started coming back in, and so it sounds like it was playing this little jam thing at the end of it, and it wasn't. But I'm getting off track. I think we paid $500 to record that crap like that.
Yeah, man.
And it was something like that, and now
that's outrageous. Like, people will set up.
That's garbage. It was, like, the quality was garbage. Everything was, but it was, it's so much cheaper now to record high quality stuff. Like, 2 Cup Tommy doesn't have deep pockets, I don't think. You know?
I'll give you that.
1 cup wasn't enough. You had to throw a couple up. Those are great one-liners from the white trash rap community.
I'll give you. I was trying to find a Jelly Roll song for my ringtone. They didn't have many good ones on the app I was using. I was bummed out.
They had some.
They did.
You didn't. You couldn't choose from any of that they did have.
Nah, I could have, yes, but I didn't.
They all sucked. I thought you were like the biggest Jelly Roll fan ever.
I love the songs, but they're like, "Love Is a War" and like different parts of his songs that don't fit for ringtones. It's like, why did you pick these? Like, none of the
Listen, they
really
could just do
ones,
that intro. I was talking to a man that I respect dearly the other day.
Like,
That'd be great.
That would be perfect. It's like, they didn't even have that song on there at all. Like, they had Sunday Morning, which is like a jam, but like, it's Sunday morning. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a ringtone song, which it doesn't really fucking matter, but like, I was just like,
everybody puts their phone on vibrate, Caleb. I mean, nobody.
Yeah, no, my phone's on vibrate right now. I'm gonna keep it like that. But the vibrate on my new phone is like not that strong, like my old phone. And so when I'm at the house, I'm gonna have my phone on.
Yeah, so you can actually.
Have my volume up. Plus, like, I can finally use Zedge again because my phone will support the app now. So I can get free ringtones and
Can
stuff.
people call you and you hear them?
Yeah, finally.
Dude, he was crystal clear when he called me earlier.
It was so it was so funny. I called him and I was like, I was about to text you, but then I was like, hey, I got a new phone. I'm going to call you. I'll be able to hear. And he's like, he started to talk and it just cut out and it was like call dropped. And I was like, well, but it's just his crappy service.
It's true. Very true.
Yep.
All right. Are we calling this thing? Are we done?
We've done some good work tonight.
The classic.
I don't think we should know.
It's we've been going 28 minutes.
Are you serious? It feels like hours.
Well, it could be your high.
That could be it for sure.
Most definitely.
All right, I apologize. We'll keep going.
Have you guys heard of David Goggins?
I don't think so.
He was on. I first heard about him on Joe Rogan, and he was like I guess a retired Navy SEAL, but he's like if St. Clair wasn't a pussy. And I say that because I know he's gonna listen to this. But like, seriously, like, you know how you're always like, St. Clair, there's nobody else like him. It's like this dude is like him on freaking steroids, man. Like, and not like literal steroids, because he'd never touch them in true St. Clair fashion.
Yeah.
But like, he is unbelievable. Like, this guy, like, his story's crazy. He just had like his terrible childhood. Basically, I guess, got into adulthood, had a terrible dead-end job, wasn't accomplishing anything he wanted to accomplish, was fat and worthless and all this other stuff, and then he just, I guess, decided he wasn't going to be like that anymore and became a lunatic. Like, I mean, a just complete... a completely crazy person.
I know who you're talking about. I've seen him on Rogan
Black
before.
dude, Navy SEAL.
Yep.
Yes, yeah. Like he was
talking about like, I don't know. He was just like, I ran that first mile or something like that.
Yeah, he couldn't do it. He went and got a milkshake.
Yeah,
that dude.
Yeah, man,
like,
he fucking stuck it out, dude.
That book, like, man, I can't quit reading the book. I just got it and started reading it that he wrote about his life, which is crazy. And
That's
then
awesome.
There was somebody else that was being interviewed that was apparently some kind of really, really wealthy guy. He owns like the Atlanta Hawks or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he met Goggins at a triathlon thing, and I guess was really impressed by him or whatever. And so he asked him to go to lunch. And like, he wasn't planning on doing this, but in the course of the lunch, he decided he wanted Goggins to come live with him and shadow him for 30 days. And he said something like, if you're crazy enough to ask a motherfucker like me to come live with you for 30 days, well, I'm fucking crazy enough to come do it. And like, so like it's just funny listening to this guy be like, not Goggins, but this guy that lived with him for 30 days while he followed him and just challenged him to do stuff. Like he, I don't know, man. Like, it's crazy hearing all the stories. And it's like when somebody is telling the story, like, they're spilling out so fast. You're like, this dude just has 30 different stories of crazy stuff they told that you don't have time to get to.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just not, like... And tell me this isn't, like, a St. Clair thing. So, like, Goggins... I saw this the other day. He makes this video, right, about how when he's working out, don't listen to music. He was like, you don't do that. That's cheating or whatever. And while he's doing this, there's just a video camera on him. He is doing pull-ups in like the hardest way you can do pull-ups. Mm-hmm. He's got this giant chain around his neck with weights hanging on him, and he's like lecturing you in between pull-ups. And he's like, listen, he's like, I don't listen to music while I'm working out. He's like, because I don't need any external force getting me amped up. He was like, I don't... because someday, doing the crazy shit I do, some motherfucker's going to come at me in an alley, and there ain't going to be any external source to get me amped up. I gotta pull that stuff out of me. I got to know how to get me amped up. So I don't listen to music. Give him that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like, you guys, I'm not kidding. Like, if you got that guy's book, you would just... It's one of those books you just read because it's so interesting. And it's easy to read because he's not all that educated,
Right.
And so I'm sure that it had all kinds of
It's a great
editing.
book for people like me and Daniel.
That's right. That's right.
No, it's just
no big words.
A lot different than like 12 Rules for Life. Like you're not ever reading a sentence twice. And whether it's just he is good at telling a story or it was a good editor, like it just flows so good. Like it's so interesting.
What's it called? Let's go ahead and promote his book. Let's plug it.
Yeah, to the 4 people. And it's called Can't Hurt Me.
Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah.
My dad's listening. He might like it.
Probably would. That guy broke the, in like 2013, the most pull-ups in 24 hours. I think he did it in 17 hours, 4,030 pull-ups.
Fuck.
Yeah, 17 hours. And he said, he was talking about like not listening to music while I worked out. And he goes, but this time I did. He said he put on the Rocky theme song and listened to it for 17 hours the entire time he was doing that.
That's amazing.
That's St. Clair.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Yeah. I wish I could be looking at him when he hears it's like St. Clair if he wasn't a pussy.
He needs to start a reaction channel of listening to our podcast.
Our stuff. Oh my god. Nobody else would like it, but I'd love it.
Yeah.
Because I just see him slamming. First of all, like, and it would be about all kinds of different stuff.
Fuck you guys. I'm never moving back.
Yeah. I don't care how much it snows here. He wants to move back.
I think he does. We'll get him back.
Mm.
We'll get him back one day. Just like we'll get Austin and Ethan on this podcast one day.
That's right.
You might have to kidnap them all, but we'll do it.
Make it happen.
It's so hard now that I've kind of broken the ice with that stuff. I just want to keep saying inflammatory things about St. Clair. So he just knowing he's going to hear him and get mad about it.
This one's for you, buddy.
We had nothing to talk about.
All right, this is my bathroom break. I'll be back.
Okay.
We should pause it. I hate that he does this every time.
Talk about me while I'm gone.
We have nothing to talk about.
What I like about it is that I get to listen to it later, what you guys talked about while I was gone.
He's such a bitch.
We really need to start taking more of an interest in this thing.
I'll give you.
But it's that thing about, like I talked about earlier, not liking doing things I don't know how to do. And I don't know how to do anything with this thing. I know I need to put some big curtain right there so somebody can actually sit in that seat. Other than that,
It's coming together. We've been doing good work.
I don't know.
Anything new in the news that you've seen or want to talk about?
Man, I don't look at it that much. I wish people quit talking about Kobe Bryant. I mean, he died. I got it. I don't think that disease that everybody's freaking out about is going to be anything because there's always a new virus. There's Ebola. I mean, freaking swine flu, the bird flu. Like, it's just, there's always something that's about to sweep across and be a new plague, and it just never is.
Yeah, that hasn't been. I've been like, oh, wow, that's some bullshit.
Mm.
I want to look into it a little more. I feel like maybe in China it's probably pretty bad. Like, there's 300,000 people infected right now in China or something.
Is it really?
Yeah. They quarantined 40 million people, which is scary in itself. And that seems like a reason. Oh, there's this virus going around here. Let's quarantine off, a large number of the population.
You think this is Trump playing 3D chess?
No.
You think he's, he doesn't like China?
I don't think it has anything to do with Trump. Maybe. But
tell him, listen, we'll call this disease off. You give us some good trade deals. Oh. Caleb, what do you think about Trump? You think he's gonna? You think he's gonna win?
Yeah.
You think landslide win?
Probably. I mean, I won't say landslide, but I think he'll win by a pretty good margin.
It's just.
I don't know. Seems like the Democrats are doing everything they can to make sure that's going to happen. So.
Yeah, and it's funny too because everybody's all like, they put out these polls, which I mean we remember what the polls did last time, but they put out these polls and like over 50% want to see him removed from office or whatever. But when you watch, like when he has these rallies, he's selling these places out, and then freaking Buttigieg or whatever can't get 7 people to his rallies.
Yeah. Yeah, and that I saw something, a video about those polls, and they were like CNN, wasn't it, that did those?
What, the most recent one?
I think so. It was like about the impeachment.
It was like a
and
Fox poll that I saw.
Okay. Well, it just like, you can't believe any of those, obviously, and there's no way that the numbers that they had, like the people that, like, who are you asking? Because you clearly didn't ask all the Trump supporters. You asked the anti-Trump people.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's not.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
How
of course.
do you agree? You just walked back in here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Trump 2020, baby.
It's going to happen.
It will.
Yep.
But,
By design.
well, yeah.
It's okay.
Listen, it's funny, like, you just keep seeing, it's like, guys, I feel like I'm living 4 years ago again, because they're like, oh, Bernie, Bernie, they ain't gonna let Bernie have that, no. Like, but I agree, he actually can draw crowds, and nobody else in the field can, and he'll win Iowa or whatever it is, and then they will not let him be the nominee. It won't happen.
I mean, Obama is already, like, I'm pretty sure making statements about how he's not fit to be president. And like, yeah, they're not gonna let that happen at all. Y'all heard about the whole Bernie Joe Rogan thing, right?
Yeah,
heard
he
about it.
endorsed him or whatever. Or
Yeah,
said he
but
was going to vote for him.
Yeah, and Bernie like endorsed the endorsement, and
Yeah.
so a bunch of people
Everybody-
lost their
yeah.
mind, and
Yeah.
now they're trying to cancel Joe Rogan, pull up old clips of him saying
Oh, I didn't know
things. Yeah, like they're trying to get him canceled, which isn't going to happen.
that. Cancel? Well, who's going to cancel him? Would they just get him kicked off of like YouTube and iTunes?
Yeah, I mean, like I guess what they're trying to do.
Listen, he
but
has a
it's
big
not
enough
gonna
following. Like,
It won't happen.
you know, I'm sure Alex Jones is still out there ripping his shirt off and swinging around his head somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like on his website. I wonder how much of an effect it actually had on him that they took him out. Because I feel like the people that want to listen to Alex Jones are still listening to him. And I feel like that would happen with Joe Rogan, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I don't know. I definitely tuned into Alex Jones much more when he was on YouTube. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, every now and then I have the app, so I'll click on it just to see if I can.
I also kind of quit.
But go ahead.
Quit caring as much about him just because
Yeah.
I disagree with a lot of things he says.
Right. You're right. That's
And
the thing,
doesn't
too.
talk
Like,
about
I
a lot
think,
of things that he needs to talk about, and it bothers me. So it's like I'll just listen to somebody else.
What about, you still listening to your boy, Owen Benjamin?
I haven't listened to him in a long time,
Can you
man.
find him? They canceled that Captain whatever his
Maloney?
name is. Yeah.
Did they?
They took his stuff down. Like, so I think you actually have to go sign up and be one of his
Be a
bears.
bear?
Yeah.
That sucks. Because I'm not doing that. I just like to hear him rant.
Well, what was good about that Mahoney guy is like he would curate the content. I cannot listen to Owen Benjamin rant for 4 hours every
No.
day to try and peel out a good 30 minutes.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
God, he's the worst. I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
He's
Owen
not the
Benjamin-
worst. He's
not
so
the worst.
entertaining.
He's very entertaining. He's not wrong on everything, but he's crazy, obviously. And I hope he hears this because I want him to rant about it. He never
We'll
will.
never
but
see it because it's not on anything.
I won't ever see it. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure we can
He
have
just
him on here for
really-
$2,000.
how much?
I think it's like $2,000.
He'll come on a podcast?
I'm pretty sure he'll go on anything for somewhere around there. That may not be the exact number.
Probably like, I don't know, a dime bag of Coke, and he'll come on here. It seems like.
He's
You
not
just
coming
won't give
on at
this
all
Coke
now.
thing-
Now
Yeah, you won't give this Coke thing up.
It's very obvious that he's a cokehead. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you think he's just out there snorting Coke and taking care of those goats?
Probably. Ranting for hours on the internet.
he's a responsible cokehead. I feel like he takes care of his family and
You
his
can do all
goats.
kinds of shit on Coke. Yeah, it's not like, that's what Coke's for.
Yeah, I mean most. Yeah,
His
you're
goats
right.
are probably well taken care of.
Yeah.
Very well.
Groomed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's always
He
doing
has
something.
time to take care of the goats and rant all the time on the internet. You know.
True.
They say Trump's on, amphetamines or something like that because he's up all the time and he's constantly working and doing all this, and that he's got to be on some kind of stimulants. There was a bunch of stories about that a while back.
Listen, people say that though. Like one of my cousins, and he may not be like this anymore, but I remember when he was around, he never slept. Ever.
Yeah.
Like it was like you'd go to sleep like when we were around him, and you would wake up. And everybody else is asleep, and he's just watching TV at like 3 a.m. Because I know he slept, but it was like
Right. He rarely slept.
2-3 hours. I don't know how long it was, but it was just like he was awake before you, awake after you, and if you woke up in the middle of the night, he was awake. I assume he dozed off at some point, but
It's
Could
weird.
just be like insomnia.
yeah, but he wasn't like that. Like he was always had tons of energy. Like when we were kids, it wasn't like he was like I just want to sleep and I can't. It was just like I
Yeah.
don't need to sleep.
Do you remember when we were younger, Caleb, and I believe it was St. Clair who was talking about this, but he was talking about how there was like this sleep pattern you could do. And correct me if I'm wrong, St. Clair, but like it was a matter of like sleeping for, it was like napping for certain amounts of time, and in total you only slept for 2 to 4 hours.
That's right.
But it was all REM sleep, so you felt
Yeah, it's
amazing.
Like you only sleep for like 1 or 2 hours at night, and then that's like a 30-minute nap in the day or something like that.
Yeah, something. I don't know what the schedule was on
It's
how
something like that.
often
I've
you.
listened to people talk about that before.
Yeah. That's
It's supposed
interesting.
to work.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But it's going to take a while to train yourself to do that, I think.
Well, and I think, too, like, man, I think bad stuff can happen, too, if you don't get enough sleep. Like,
I agree. But is it that bad stuff will happen to you if you don't get enough sleep? Is it because you're not getting enough REM?
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, but, I mean, what if you don't do it right?
Sure, but if you're not doing it right, you should feel like you're dying. You know what I mean? You should feel like this is not right. I don't have the energy that I need. I don't feel good during the day.
But, yeah, but you feel like that when you're fasting, too. You just got to push through it because you know, like,
Sure.
this is how you do it or whatever, and this is what happens.
Sure.
But if you're not sure if you're doing the sleeping thing right, you know.
Right. I mean, I would imagine that, like, there would be a period of time that's going to be this, like, transition period, an adjustment period. And it's probably going to be different for each person, you know. So I don't know. But I do agree with you. If you're doing it wrong, you could end up, you know, going way too long.
Yeah.
With it being like, just need
You
to
start
keep pushing
seeing
through.
shadow people, just go to sleep for about 8 hours.
Right. That's some interesting stuff, though. I'd like to look more into that and see what that's about.
Man, I'll think of it before you leave tonight, whatever it's called, because I've heard people talk about it quite a bit.
Yeah. It's interesting. What?
Waiting for you, man.
Waiting for me? What do you want me to do?
You're at the head of the table.
Man, no.
Lead us.
No, this has not been the night for me.
You're too high. Caleb's not high enough.
What's wrong with you?
He's just not
I'm
interesting.
miserable. Just in general. Yeah. Not interesting. And unintelligent.
Oh, man.
Well, have we done some good work here? Does anybody else have?
We've done some great work here.
We always do.
We say that every time.
Indeed.
If we say it enough, maybe somebody will believe it.
That's right. All right, guys. Signing off.
Let's cut this off. Put that shitty intro at the front of it.
Later.